Sekur is a platform where you can email, message, and it's all secure. They don't mine your data. And with me is the CEO, Alain, Ghiai, to talk about the company. We're in a new year now, and just like the finances. Alain, let's talk about that a little bit. Like how do things look financially, and any projections for 2023?
Yeah, so projections are always projections, but what I can tell you is we ended up the year with a good cash amount. We have a budget this year, I think, of about $2.3 million to spend, and we ended the year with about $3 million or something like that, more or less. So we have cash in the bank, we have no debt. We also project 50% more sales than we did in 2022 or higher, depending on a few things. So we have quite a lot happening in the first couple quarters. We have some new products coming up. We're going to optimize our website. We're going to use more search engine optimization and marketing to get more of that organic and paid search. And we're onboarding some partners, some B2B resellers, which we have announced, I think, back in December. So unfortunately, the market has been terrible for us in the stock version of it, but the business is quite sound and looking good.
Yeah, well, that's what they call in Wall Street value. So you can find some value there. So let's talk about the stock price. So what happened, as you mentioned, it kind of was moved with tech stocks, I felt like, last year.
That's it.
Okay, so explain why it's not performing as you would have expected.
Well, you had a couple of liquidity events. Sometimes you have some, I guess, funds or large shareholders that exit. There was tax loss selling. Obviously, all of 2022 was horrific for the tech stocks, or others too, I'm sure. It wasn't a good year for the stock market, but it reminds me of an interview I've seen with Jeff Bezos on Bloomberg, where during the dot-com, the stock went from $100 to $6 for Amazon, but he was looking at how many books he was selling, and the internal metrics were good. So he really focused on the business. This is what we are obviously doing. I mean, today, if you buy our share, you're buying, it's 70% of the value of the stock is in cash. So that's quite an unusual situation. Typically, companies are low in cash in the microcap world. I believe that once we get a couple quarters under our belt, things will improve, because you have the technical trade where people obviously sell for, like how the market has been. When you have large cap going down 70%, we are not going to be immune to a sell-off. And then you have the algorithmic market makers and all that kind of keeps that trend. To reverse that trend is harder, but that's exactly why I bought 3 million shares in the last 3 months in the market. The last day of the year, I bought 500,000 shares, because I can see what will happen in 3 years. And every time I buy a stock, I have to file my SEDI filing. So it's out there in the public. People know when insiders are buying or selling. Management directors, everybody bought into the market because it's an amazing value as far as we can see. This is not obviously a promotion to tell people to go and buy our shares, but at this value, when you're buying a stock and 70% of the value is in cash, in a micro cap, it's extremely unusual. So we're hoping to reverse that. But right now we're focused on the business as usual, even more this year. We have a target to return to basically get a profitability within 24 months. We're going to push as hard as we can to do that within 12.
Okay. And there is on your website still, I believe, that analyst report on Sekur. Yeah. That basically talked about how the stock is undervalued at this point. So people can go and look at that and get some kind of analysis of it, and then make a decision on their own after that.
That's a great point. So we have FRC Research Corp, which is an independent researcher, which means that we did pay for the research. I think people are confused about independent and paid search. All independent search is paid. The only ones that we don't pay for are the ones when an investment bank invested in your company and they do the research. Some people argue that the paid ones are actually more neutral. because they just get a fee to do the research, but they have no, let's say, a special agenda to own, short, long a stock. So the research analyst calls it, and they have a 61 cents fair value target for SKUR, that's the US dollar. They predict us to be profitable in 2025, 2026. We definitely have our internal models for profitability in 2025 without raising any money, because a lot of people look at past financial and they say, oh my God, they're going to run out of cash. We're not running out of cash. We have plenty of cash this year and probably even next year. And we definitely can run our business to neutrality, at least, without raising more cash. That's not to say that if we get the uplisting that we filed the F1 back in 2022, if we do get an approval from the SEC to uplist to NASDAQ, if and when the market is right for it, we will do it.
Okay. So let's talk about, go into depth a little bit more about some of the new products this year. So you mentioned the B2B, and talk about those a little bit, and what can customers and people who are watching SKUR see?
Sure. So we have today the SKUR Mail and SKUR Messenger for consumers and businesses. The next 2 quarters, what we're doing is we're going to add the VPN, which is coming up in April. That's in high demand. And also SKUR Voice and SKUR Pro. So SKUR Voice, you'll be able to use SKUR to make phone calls anonymously and encrypted way, and also video calls on the web. So that's going to be kind of the gamut of the product. We also are launching a B2B platform from Ingram Micro, which is a huge company. It's the largest IT reseller in the world. And essentially, we will be able to onboard other IT company managed service providers to resell SKUR. That's going to happen in Q2. And also, we are planning to have more B2B partners. Those are great because they get a cut of the revenue, but there's no fixed marketing cost on our part. Whereas if we go direct to consumers or small business, there's an acquisition cost. So that's a big thing. And we are planning to increase the B2B side of the business. Today, we have several ways to measure our user base. We have a little bit over 4,000 fully paid subscribers, and then another close to 1,000 miscellaneous B2B, Latin America, etc. We are going to try to get to 7,000 fully paid subscriber direct. That's outside of the B2B, that will bring more users. And with 7,000 fully paid subscribers at roughly $9 US a month in average revenue per user, we are finally out of the clear and we can start to make profit. So we're not that far from that zone. We are going to try our best to reach that by the end of this year.
Okay. And then just finally, Alain, I know we've talked about, everybody's concerned about their data and hacking and things like that. How easy is it for somebody who's using one of the, legacy emails, whatever, to be able to on-ramp onto SKUR?
That's super easy. So if you want to migrate from on your existing big tech or other kind of email, you basically go to sekur.com. You buy the email service or the combo email messenger if you want. You get the business solution, which is only $10 a month. And then you can migrate even your own domain. Or if you don't have a domain yet, you buy one from a domain provider, set it up on SKUR. If you go to our webmail, it has literally instruction. You go to sekur.com. We have video tutorials. If you're a typical individual user using the other emails, you also can buy a consumer version, not the business, which is cheaper, $7 a month. And then you migrate. Let's say somebody buys from one of these 2 famous, I won't name them, let's say, and they want to migrate from there. Then you can easily do that. It's just a little bit of a setup. We have instructions how to do it. I would recommend people to go to the webmail. If you do buy the solution, we do have a promo code. It's SKUR25, SEKUR 25. SKUR25 essentially gives you 25% off the solution. And it's not a promo code we're going to have a long time, because normally we give 15% away.
Right. And somebody could migrate over, still keep their old email if they're worried about, losing contacts and things
Yeah.
like that, and
So
do
let's
both. So it's not a lot of risk.
yeah, it's not a risk. So let's say you use Gmail, okay? Everybody has Gmail because it's just an easy email, and you use it when you sign up to anything on the web. So you can keep your Gmail, but let's say you want to migrate and now use Sekur. The reason why people would migrate is they may have an email from a year ago, even for work or anything else, and they need that on their Sekur. So you can do two things. You can keep your Gmail and forward everything to Sekur, but when you send an email, then you have the Secure Send feature and all the privacy feature we offer. Or moving forward, your Gmail will be to sign up to, services on the internet, and now your Sekur is your professional email or more private. You can also migrate your domain with Sekur as well. So you can totally, in fact, I recommend to have 2 emails at least. The one thing with Sekur that's really good is that we're not going to sell your email. We don't data mine you. And that's a huge thing because we're not selling our user base email list or data to others, whereas big tech does that all the time. This is a known fact. These are advertising companies more than privacy company. If you want privacy, then you buy a secure account and you have full privacy and security.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Alain, for the update, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Jane, and see you guys next week.